Hello everyone and welcome back to another Ambitious video. In this video I'm going to be going through my teams for Treasure Map versus Who's Who. These teams are not accessible by any means. Some of them are very hard to build depending on how if you're free to play or pay to play, so just take that with a grain of salt going into this video. Tomorrow I will have a video up with accessible teams that everyone will be able to build. So let's get straight into it, starting off with the mini boss against X Drake. So the video quality does vary a lot in this video for some reason. Well, I know why, but just take that in, keep that in mind. The video quality is very random in different parts of this video. First team here against the mini boss X Drake. X Drake. This team I'm using a cerebral based crew using version 2 lore as our captain. With his recent level limit break, he's super good as a captain, not only having 2 tons of cooldown for the entire crew, being an excellent speed captain, but also being very strong and having a lot of good effects in his captain ability. And he's also a very good special ability if you get him maxed out. So on this quest we get 5 tons of bind to our crewmates, as well as the enemy having 3 tons of threshold. So on stage 1 we're going to use the special of one of our lures to wave clear, and then on stage 2 we're going to use Pedro, he's in a wave clear, as well as give us a 3-turn color affinity of 2x that we're going to carry over into the final stage. And then on the final stage we're going to use the special of our captain lore, he's going to get around the 5 tons of crewmate bind, as well as give us a 2.5x affinity and a 500 base attack boost. Then we can use the special of our Shanks, he's going to give us a chain boundary effect, as well as get around the enemy's threshold. Then we have the support of Raijo on him to give us a 1.75x attack boost for our cerebral characters. So all this is very good, and we also have the optional character of Sabo there for a 2x defense down conditional attack boost. So at later nav levels, if your damage does become a bit niche, which I don't think it would, then you can activate him for a 2x conditional. We also have Robin there, she's just a nice Psy cerebral character that is boosted, so she's going to be hitting like a truck, so she's definitely replaceable. But this team is not accessible by any means because we do require lore to be at level limit break 5, and he might even need expansion. So I don't know, I just really wanted to try him in a piece of content. I saw that he had really good potential in Treasure Map, and I really wanted to use him in a team. So let's get into the next mini boss against page 1. So this mini boss is quite interesting. We get a full board of unfavorable orbs. They also make type orbs non-beneficial. We also have 5 turns of attack down, and we get 2 turns of hunger. So in terms of the hunger, we're getting around it with the crewmate ability of, the potential ability of our Carrot and Wanda. We're getting around the bad orb effects with the crewmate ability of our Shirahoshi, giving us a full board of rainbow orbs. And on stage 1 and 2, we can use the special of our Zoro to kill the enemy very fast. And then on the final stage, we get 5 tons of attack down. We're getting around that with a combination of the support of Tashigi, as well as the captain ability of Corazon and the special of Uta. So since our Corazon is at level limit break 3, he's going to reduce 1 of the turns of attack down in his captain ability. With double Corazon, that's 2 out of the 5 turns. Uta is going to get around another 2 turns of it, which remains 1 turn left of attack down, which you get around with the Tashigi support. So Tashigi is required, and you also need level limit break 3 on your Corazon. I don't think he needs expansion, just level limit break 3 or higher. And then Carrot and Wanda is going to give us a orb boost of 2.5x and a 1.75x attack boost with the support of Dogstorm. Uta is also going to give us a conditional attack boost, as well as a chain boost in addition to getting around the attack down. So Uta is very key for this quest. Awesome character. It's only 2 specials on the final stage. We use Wart and then Uta. And then you also have the optional support of what's his name? Chopper on, this is the support rank with Chopper on Uta. You can use him for a 1.5x color affinity to your cerebral and quick characters. It's optional, it's not necessary, and a lot of people won't have him. But if you want a 1.5x color affinity, then you have Chopper there. But Dogstorm is also not required, but is definitely recommended. He'll improve damage heavily. And obviously, as I said before, Tashigi is necessary. So this team is very strong, very fast, and it's not super accessible since you do need level 1 break on your Corazon. Besides that, it's a pretty easy and fast team. So the next mini boss against Ulti here. So this team is very fast and very strong. On stage 1, we have a full board of Wano orbs from the crewmate ability of Hiyori. And since we have a very high cooldown captain, we can use the support, the special of our Bartolomeo on stage 1 and 2 to not only wave clear but give us a 3-turn chain lock that will carry over into the final stage. And then on the final stage, the enemy is going to have a bunch of annoying effects. They'll have a very high defense up of 5 turns. They'll have a 6-turn resilience. They also have a 7-turn threshold that we have to get around. So yeah, and they also have a very high damage barrier of like 3 million. So all this is very annoying, but since we're having Cat Viper as our captain, we can passively get through the threshold as well as the damage barrier. And then for the defense up, we're using the special of our Brook, who's not only going to give us a defense down conditional attack boost, also reduce the enemy's defense to 0 so we can get around that annoying defense up. He's also going to give us a end of turn damage that's going to help us get around the resilience. So with a combination of Brook and Cat Viper, we can get an attack boost, or boost, as well as a conditional attack boost, and get around all the debuffs. Hiyori's just a nice character to have there for a Wino Orbs, as well as being a Dex character that's going to deal a bunch of damage to Ulti. And then Bartolomeo is required for the chain lock. And then Kid is just there for being a boosted unit that is Dex. He's going to be hitting like a truck. And we have the support of Kamazo, the Arena Kamazo on him for a 1.3x color affinity to your Dex characters, your driven characters. So your bottom row is going to have a color affinity boost as well. So how this works is on stage 1 we use Bartolomeo as before. Then on stage 2, before using Bartolomeo again, make sure to use your Cat Viper special. And then he's going to carry over a attack boost into the final stage. And then use your Cat Viper again in the final stage for a orb boost. So it's a bit complicated. You have to make sure you remember to use Cat Viper on stage 2 as well. And then you'll have a 2.5x attack boost and a 2.5x orb boost from your Cat Viper captains. And then as before, just use your special of Brook, and that will be enough to kill the enemy. So this team at max speed is only 2 specials and 1 support. And then that also using Cat Viper as well on stage 2. So this is a very fast and very strong team, and I do recommend it. So let's move on to the final mini boss against Sasaki, who is a Sai unit. So this team is also very solid, probably one of my favorites of the mini boss teams here. So once again, Halloween Ace is coming in clutch to this treasure map. Last treasure map he was amazing. He is once again this treasure map. I really hope you did farm him up when the Kizuna came around. So this mini boss is Sai, obviously using a int based team. We get 5 turns of special bind as well as a turn of special rewind. So Ace is amazing here, being able to resist both the special bind and the rewind. And then we also have a full board of block orbs and a 5-turn attack down. And if you activate a type effect boost, which is a color affinity, you get 5 turns of crewmate bind and they remove your beneficial effects. So make sure you aren't using a special that's going to give you a color affinity, otherwise you will get a bunch of other nasty debuffs. So this team very fast. On stage 1 we're going to use the special of one of our aces, and then on stage 2 we're going to use our Kikunojo and Izo, which is not only going to wave clear but also give us a chain lock of 3.5x that will carry over into the final stage. We'll also have a full board of rainbow orbs from our Shirahoshi crewmate ability, so we can passively get around that block orbs. And then finally we can use the special of our Jack, who's going to get around the attack down, as well as give us a orb boost and a attack boost with the support of our Legend Queen. So Jack is an awesome unit for this quest, having type advantage obviously against the enemy, also being a boosted unit, and he's going to get around the attack down and give us an orb boost and an attack boost. And then we have the character of Lucci there, who's going to give us a conditional attack boost for delay. So he's just an optional unit there to have there for a conditional attack boost, and you can only activate him later on when you need it. And obviously he's also a int powerhouse character that is boosted, so he's going to be hitting like a truck alongside Jack. Unfortunately only the bottom row is going to be dealing insane damage, since the support of Queen is only to powerhouse characters. So your aces aren't going to be doing as much damage as the bottom row, but since we have 2 boosted units that have type advantage against the enemy, we're going to be dealing insane damage. We also have the support of Nami for a 1.2x int color affinity, just so we can get around the enemy's interrupt. So very good team here, very fast, 2 specials and 2 supports. So I really think this team is awesome, and you don't need Nami at the start of the treasure map, just add her later on when you really need it. So it's only really actually 2 specials and 1 support. So I do recommend that team, but let's get into the final boss with Black Maria. Okay, so for the final boss against Black Maria, I did pull the new Sanji and Chopper recruits. So in the next video, for the accessible teams, I won't use them obviously, but in this video I have them, so I'm going to use them for the final boss and intrusion. They make it immensely easier. Anyway, so on stage 2 here, we get a full board of block orbs. The enemy has 3 turns of threshold. We also have to get around 4 turns of despair, as well as some attack down as well. So Sasaki and Big Mom from the last treasure map, Sasaki being the new arena, both are going to be excellent for clearing the stage 2. Big Mom is gonna change the block orbs into matching. She's also gonna give us a 3.5x chain lock, and also get around the enemy's 3 turns of threshold. Then Sasaki here is gonna get around the 4 turns of despair as well as the 5 turns of attack down. Activate Sasaki twice. He'll also give you a 2x color affinity to your driven and powers units. And then we can also use the special of our Bond Clay, who's going to change our orbs into a full board of matching orbs, which is a recovery. He's also going to give us a 1500 base attack boost. Then we can use, so make sure you use Bond Clay before Big Mom, because you're going to be changing your Bond Clay's Free Spirit type, class into Powerhouse, because Big Mom special does require your captain to be a driven or Powerhouse character. So make sure you change Bond Clay into a Powerhouse character, Fighter Powers, and Size. So just change your secondary class from Free Spirit into Powers, and you'll be set. So make sure you activate Bond Clay before Big Mom, and then Sasaki twice. And we also have the support of Powerhouse Katakuri to give us a 1.75x attack boost to our Powerhouse characters. So that we have a lot of boosts on stage 2 that will make it very easy to kill the enemy. Regardless of the type, even if they are a side character on stage 2, we still have Sasaki dealing insane damage to the enemy. And then on the final stage, there's a bunch of annoying effects we have to get around. 5 turns of special bind. The enemy has a bunch of, I think 10 turns of defense up. They also have 5 turns of damage reduction. If I remember, no, not damage reduction. They also have no. The enemy has 10 turns of damage reduction. They have 5 turns of defense up and 5 turns of attack down, and we get 5 turns of special bind. So how we're getting around all this is we can use the Sanji recruit, who's gonna remove all the special bind as well as give us a 2x orb boost and a color affinity to our Sai units. Then we can use the Baby Granny Chopper, who's gonna give us a chain boost of 1.1 as well as get rid of the attack down and the enemy's defense up. Then we can use the Friend Captain Junbei special to get around the enemy's damage reduction as well as give us a attack boost. And then we can finally use Junbei's super class to change our unfavorable orbs into matching. So Junbei is awesome for this, and this team is very optimal, very fast, and very strong on the final stage. We're definitely going to have enough damage to kill the enemy regardless of how far we are going. So let's get into the intrusion battle against Who's Who. Okay, so for the final team of the video, we are against Who's Who the Intrusion. We're using basically the exact same team as last time. We just have a extra support character being Halloween Miyok on our Sanji. But anyways, on stage 2, we're going to have a full board of unfavorable orbs. The enemy is going to have 5 tons of damage reduction. And we also have 5 tons of paralysis and 3 tons of special rewind to our right column. Fortunately, after the enemy's preemptive, it's only 2 turns of special rewind they have to get around. So we're using the special of our Baby Granny Chopper, who's going to get around the paralysis, as well as give us a chain boost and get around 1 of the 2 turns of special rewind. Then we're going to use our Sasaki Arena character to get around the last turn of special rewind. Make sure Sasaki's on your left column because he can't get that special rewind because he doesn't resist it with his criminal ability, so make sure he's on your left column. Sasaki is also going to give you a color affinity boost to your Driven and Powers characters. Also make sure to use use your Bond Clay special to give you a full board of matching orbs and a 1500 base attack boost. Also use his super type to give you a 3.25x chain lock. Also, when you use his special, make sure to change his second class from Free Spirit into Powerhouse. We're going to need that Powerhouse class for the Big Mom special on the final stage. And then finally use your Junbei special, who's going to give you a attack boost and get around the enemy's damage reduction. So for that, just kill the enemy. We have a lot of boosts. We have a big attack boost. We also have a color affinity from Sasaki. We have a 3.25x chain lock, as well as a 1500 base attack boost. So just kill the enemy from there, and then on the final stage, we're going to have to get around 3 turns of enemy threshold, 6 turns of damage reduction, as well as a chain attack down. So the treasure map Big Mom from last treasure map is very good on the final stage here. She's going to get around all the threshold as well as 5 out of the 6 tons of the damage reduction. She also gives us a 3.5x chain lock that's going to help us get around the chain attack down. And then since we didn't get rid of all the damage reduction, we have to have the support of Halloween Miyok on Sanji to get around the last 10 of it. We also have Sanji's special, who's going to give us a orb boost and color affinity. He's literally just there for damage, but he's awesome. He's going to give us a lot of damage boosts. Then finally use Junbei's super class to give a full board of matching orbs. And from there, just kill the enemy. It's very easy. We have an attack boost to our powers characters with the Katakuri support on Big Mom once again. So that's going to be it for this team. We also have... no, that's about it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions about the teams, ask them down below. But with all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.